In this session, we will be dealing with the module 4 of course EC 307 Power Electronics and Instrumentation. And as we know, module 4, 5 and 6 of this course will be about instrumentation. So we will see the basics or fundamentals of instrumentation in this session. So what is an instrument? So we can define an instrument as a device that measures a physical quantity, and the physical quantity can be any of the following. It can be flow, temperature, level, distance, angle, or pressure. And the quantity to be measured is called a measurand. And coming on to a definition of instrumentation, instrumentation can be defined as the art and science of measurement and control. And it deals with measuring and controlling variables in a process industry. And it is related to the process variables and its calibration. So in industry, it deals with the calibration of instruments and the controlling of variables in a process industry. So this is all about instrumentation. Now moving to a generalized configuration of instruments. Here you can see a basic block diagram or a functional diagram of an instrument, of a measuring system. Here you can see two interfaces. The first interface links the measurand medium to the instrument, and on the last interface you can see the observer and the instrument. It interface the instrument to the observer, and the elements coming in between the two interface is called a instrument, and the various elements can be seen in detail. The first element in the instrument is a primary sensing element. The role of primary sensing element is to convert the physical quantity to some electrical or mechanical signals, which can be measured in the subsequent sessions. And coming down to the second element, which is variable conversion element, which converts this electrical or mechanical signals to a suitable form for recording and measurement. And coming down to variable manipulation element, that also manipulate the output of variable conversion element to a suitable range. Then comes data transmission element. It transmit the output of the previous session, that is variable manipulation element, to a suitable location or suitable element in the instrumentation process. Finally comes data presentation element. Data presentation element converts the data to a human readable format, and the output of the data presentation element will be presented to the observer. And in between you can see a data storage or a playback element, that is an optional element. In some instruments we will be able to store the data or control the data, which is or take a control action based on the data available. So that is the role of the intermittent block, data storage or playback element. From there you can see a control system. A control system fetches its data and operates based on the available data in the storage and transmission playback element. So these all are the various elements of a generalized instrumentation system, and we can see in detail with the help of a few examples. So a small description of the various blocks are depicted. You can take a pause and read through it. Now, as an example, we can see a pressure gauge. A video is actually embedded in this slide, which is available in Linways. You can find that video over there. The pressure gauge. Here, this pressure gauge is used to measure a pressure prevalent in a liquid medium. So the bottom portion you can find a liquid, and to that liquid a piston is connected, and the top portion of the piston is connected to a spring, and the middle portion or somewhat the middle portion of the piston is pivoted to a linkage. That linkage is positioned on a scale or a pointer or a scale. So this is all arrangement. So when the pressure of the liquid changes or increases or decreases, that produces a movement of the piston. The piston will move upward or downward, and the top spring will control the movement of the piston, and based on the spring factor of that spring, there will be a corresponding movement of the piston. When the piston moves, that linkage is actually pivoted on a position. When there is a slight movement in the piston, that will produce a corresponding variation in the pointer or a scale. So that variation will be proportional to the pressure applied on the piston, that is the pressure available in the liquid. So this is the whole arrangement, and we can relate the various elements of this instrument, liquid pressure gauge, to the various blocks in a generalized instrumentation system. The first two blocks, primary sensing element and a variable conversion element. For this case, it cannot be separated. So both are we cannot find different elements for the first two. So the first two elements, the primary sensing element, the objective of primary sensing element is to convert the physical quantity into some mechanical or electrical signal. Here it is a mechanical signal, mechanical displacement, movement. And variable conversion element, again the objective is to convert, if required, the mechanical or electrical signal to a suitable form. Here there is no conversion required, the mechanical signal can be directly measured. So the first two elements in the generalized instrument system is achieved with the help of the piston alone. Then comes data transmission element. Here the pressure available in the liquid have to transmit to the final linkage. So that is carried out with the help of a piston rod. By adjusting the length of the rod, you can adjust or you can accommodate the point at which the pressure has to be measured and the point at which the data has to be presented. So the data transmission will be carried out by the piston rod. Then variable conversion element. So that spring will act as a variable conversion element. By changing the spring, the K factor of the spring, you will be able to adjust the range of readings. So that is what variable conversion element means. The range of values of the pressure can be suitably selected by choosing the K factor of the spring. Then comes variable manipulation element. So the linkage will act as variable manipulation element. So based on the small displacement in the piston, the linkage will produce considerable deflection in the scale. So that can be adjusted by changing the length of the linkage, or even by changing the gradation in the scale. And the final stage is data presentation element, that is the scale. You can see in the scale there will be markings in maybe numericals, or there will be decimal fractions or something like that, which is a human readable format of the measured quantity. So the objective of the last stage, converting the measured quantity to a human readable format, is carried out with the help of the scale. Here you can find there is no storage or playback option. Since it is purely a mechanical system, we cannot store the value, so that particular element is not present. Now comes a second example, a pressure thermometer. Here the working of this pressure thermometer is based on Bourdon tube. Here you can find a C-shaped tube which is called Bourdon tube. So the peculiarity of Bourdon tube is, when the pressure inside the tube, that means the pressure of the liquid changes, it will produce a displacement, a angular movement of the Bourdon tube. And there is another video I have posted in the Linwise which depicts how the Bourdon tube works. It will be more clear if you can go through that video also. So Bourdon tube will make a angular motion, a C-shaped motion, when the pressure within that tube changes. So here the first two blocks carried out by the bulb which is placed inside the liquid, that takes the liquid from the measuring medium and present it as a variation as a mechanical variation, variation in the pressure of the signal. Then the length of the tube, the entire tube, it can be considered as a transmission element. It will transmit the signal from the measuring medium to the actual instrument. Then the variable conversion element is Bourdon tube. By choosing the size of the Bourdon tube, or by choosing the radius of the Bourdon tube, you will be able to manipulate, you will be able to convert that measurement quantity to a suitable format. Then the linkage and gear. Here you can find a gear which drives the linkage. So the entire linkage and gear will act as a variable manipulation element. Here also you can change the length of the linkage, if you change the length of the linkage, or if you change the gradation or the gear number of gears in the gear system, you will be able to change the values that will be presented to the scale. And the final data presentation element is again a scale. Then we will see one more example, which is D'Arson-Wall galvanometer. So the D'Arson-Wall galvanometer is used to measure the presence of voltage or current. A small current or small voltage can be measured. Here the entire arrangement is as follows. There will be a permanent magnet. Within the vicinity of the permanent magnet, coil is placed, and the two ends of the coil is given for connecting the supply or the quantity to be measured. And in that field